Okay, so let's start with the essay on changing jobs or staying in the same job. Experts from both developed and developing world have debated whether people should stay always in the same job or switch going throughout different jobs. Okay, we need to make a few changes there. So experts from both the developed and developing world have debated whether people should stay in the same job or change jobs in their career path, something like that. You can't say or switch going throughout different jobs, that doesn't work, okay? Full stop. Personally, I agree with the latter idea. Okay, this essay will argue, you don't need to say idea, just this essay will argue that employees should switch jobs at least once, comma, using examples from the UK government and Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, that's good. You've given a thesis statement, you've given a clear viewpoint, which is essential, so well done. Okay, on the one hand, there is ample evidence of how staying in the same job can help people to become a master at it. Okay, just a little change here. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that staying in the same job can help people to become a master at it. Okay, so you have to change how stay. The reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, the more time employees do the same job, more are the level of efficiency they can achieve. Okay, there's quite a few mistakes here. So firstly, the longer employees perform the same job, the greater the level of efficiency they can achieve. Okay, so we needed to change that quite a bit, so be careful of that structure. Secondly, as much time employees work in the same position, more knowledge or competencies they are able to develop. Okay, we also have to make a bit of a change here. So secondly, the longer employees work in the same position, the greater the amount. No, this is not working, this sentence. So, okay, so secondly, the longer employees work in the same position, the more knowledge or competencies they are able to develop. Okay, now it works. Okay, for example, recent empirical research. Remember, research is an uncountable noun, so there's no ES there. So, recent empirical research by the UK government showed that senior employees with more than 20 years of experience in the same position were, delete A, were 17% more accurate. Okay, the last part we have to change. 70% more accurate and faster at performing the same duties than junior employees. Okay. It is conclusively clear that in the long term, performing the same duties might increase the mastery of employees in their job. Okay, this sentence is not working. First thing I want to say, actually, you're saying it's conclusively clear, which is quite strong, and then you're saying might is a weak possibility, so that's a contradiction. It doesn't logically follow through, so do be careful. If you're going to use an expression conclusively clear, it doesn't go with might. So I don't know how sure you are. You're saying conclusively clear, then might. So let's stay with the conclusively clear and change the might. So it's conclusively clear that in the long term, performing the same duties will increase. Now, we've also got a problem with the mastery of employees in their job. I would just say will increase employment performance. Okay? Right, next paragraph. Although there is a case for becoming a master in a job or profession by staying in the same job, the benefits of switching companies and acquiring different skills in different fields or jobs cannot be overstated. First thing I want to say in this sentence is repetition. You've got the word job 3 times, so please use synonyms when you can, okay? So let's go back. Although there is a case for becoming a master in a job or profession by staying in the same job. Okay, you could use the word position, by staying in the same position. The benefits of switching companies and acquiring different skills in different fields or jobs cannot be overstated. Okay, so the sentence works, just avoid repetition there. And I don't know whether you have to keep saying in different fields or jobs, in a job or profession. It does make it a little bit, the sentence sound a little bit clumsy. So I would just say, although there's a case for becoming a master in a profession or in a job by staying in the same position, the benefits of switching companies and acquiring different skills in different fields cannot be overstated. Okay, so just remove some of the repetition of that sentence. This is largely because not only the different job skills an employee can develop and improved by performing duties throughout several jobs, but also the knowledges and know-how they can transfer to other positions and companies. Okay, the grammar's not, this sentence is not working together because there's some grammar problems here. So this is largely because, problem is you're trying to use this expression not only, and it's not working with how you're following it through. But if we're going to stick with that, we will have to make some changes. So this is largely because not only do different job skills, the whole sentence is not working. Sorry, I'm just going to have to really think about this. This is largely because not only the different job skills an employee can develop and improved by performing for it, but also, okay, right, I think I know what you mean. So this is largely not only because different job skills an employee can develop, okay, let's look at this sentence again. So how I would write this is largely because not only can an employee develop different work skills in several jobs, but also they can transfer this knowledge and know-how to other positions and companies. Okay, now it works, but you can see I had to change it considerably, and it actually took me some time to work out the meaning of your sentence because of the problem with the grammar. You're trying to use quite a complicated structure there, which is fine, but if you don't know how to use that structure, it just makes the sentence very unreadable. So do either work on that structure or just simplify your sentences. Okay. For example, an extensive study by the Oxford University demonstrated that employees who switched jobs more than 4 times in their professional careers were 3 times more successful developing skills such as result orientation, negotiation, problem solving, and global vision of the company. And a global vision of the company, which was related with faster promotions and better job conditions. This is a good sentence, actually. That works very well. But you've put quite a lot of information in there. What I would probably say at the end is which in turn was related with, just to separate some of those ideas. Okay. Right. Thus, it is possible to state beyond a doubt that all the benefits overtake the drawbacks. Okay, it's a strong claim. All the benefits overtake the drawbacks. I tend to be more cautious when I make claims, and I think that's a more academic style to be more cautious, so do think about that. So you could say, thus it is possible to argue that the benefits overtake the drawbacks. So that softens it a little bit. Okay. From the arguments and examples given, comma, I firmly believe that switching companies, so ing there, switching companies can help employees to develop a solid background as well as useful skills. Yes, good sentence. It is predicted that when employees become aware of the importance of having experience in different positions, job hopping, we put hoping, but I think you mean job hopping, so that's double P, will increase in importance. Okay, actually that's a good conclusion. That's clear. Your viewpoint is clear. So well done. But what I do want to say is you're arguing for switching of jobs, which is fine. That's a good argument. But you've given equal weighting in your support. If you look at your second paragraph, you say there's ample evidence for staying in the job, and at the end you say it's conclusively clear that in the long term performing the same duties. So you're saying conclusively clear, so it's like you're really arguing for staying in the same job. Be careful of that, because that's confusing to the reader, because what do you really believe? In the second paragraph, the third paragraph, you then say very strongly about switching. Okay, so what I would say is, if you've taken a position, which you have, and that's good, you've given a clear viewpoint in your introduction and conclusion, both your paragraphs really should support that. You can, of course, provide a counter-argument, which is fine to show that you understand the other side, but you shouldn't make it so strong that you actually are arguing against your viewpoint. And that's what you've done here. You've made it so strong that you've given as much arguments for as against your argument. So what I'm saying is change the weight of that. Make sure the weight is more towards your argument. Okay? But otherwise, well done. Okay, let's move on to the pie chart showing annual crop production. The pie chart shows the annual crop of 6 different products: corn, sugar, cotton, wheat, barley and rice in France in 2017. Yes, that's a good introduction. In 2017, delete the 55% of the total crop production was represented just by non-cereal products, cotton and sugar. Okay, if you're going to mention them, you'd have to say was represented just by the non-cereal products, cotton and sugar. The other 45% was entirely represented by cereal products. I wouldn't say represented, I would say was entirely made up of cereal products. Just so that's just a bit clearer, okay? And I'm not really happy with the word product as well, because we're talking about food. Normally when we talk about food, we talk about produce. But you could just say represented by cereal crops. That would be the best word here. Okay, product is more for something manufactured, not grown. So by cereal crops. The crop with the largest production was represented by cotton. I'm not sure about saying was represented by. I would just say cotton was the crop with the largest percentage. A non-cereal product, again not using the word product, so a non-cereal produce, you could say, at 34.4%, representing more than a third of the total production of the year. You could just say more than a third of the year's total production. Okay. If you can be concise, always aim to be concise or compact. Sugar at 21.9% was the second most produced crop, closely followed by wheat and barley at 20.4% and 18% respectively. Good sentence. However, the production of rice in France that year at 3.5% was 6 times less than the barley one. Excuse me. Whereas cotton was 20% higher than corn production, which was the least produced, representing just 1.7% of the total crop of the year. Okay, that sentence is fine. It is a little bit long. I think for clarity I would have put the last part in a new sentence. Overall, the most produced crops were non-cereal, just non-cereal ones. So you could say ones instead of products. Cotton and rice, representing well over half the total crop production in France in 2017. Good, it's good you've given an overview and you've highlighted the key issues. So the positive about this is you have highlighted the difference between cereal and non-cereal crops, which is very relevant. You've given the key information and you've summarised it well. So well done.